I walked in and found my wife kneeling in front of our daughter's fiancé. I remember the silence. That's what cut deepest. I walked into that hotel suite hours before the ceremony, our daughter's big day. My wife was supposed to be helping her get ready. Instead, I opened the door and saw her on her knees, lips on the man who was supposed to be my daughter's future husband. I didn't make a sound. I just stood there, watching, letting the image burn itself into my mind. They didn't notice me, too wrapped up in their secret. My hands didn't shake, my heart didn't race. I simply reached into my pocket, pulled out my phone, and hit FaceTime. My daughter picked up, but the sound that echoed through the room didn't come from my speaker. It came from the corner, and there she was, my daughter, standing in the shadows, her face pale, her phone in her hand. She looked at me and said, almost whispering, "Dad, you need to know something." I had given my wife 24 years. She was my partner, my anchor, the one I thought I could trust beyond anyone else. We built a life, raised a daughter, survived storms. I had once looked at her and seen home. And my daughter? I raised her to be strong, independent. She was the one bright thing in my life that had never dimmed. I thought the man she chose reflected her strength, her intelligence. I had welcomed him into our family. I was proud, until I saw what they had all hidden. In that single moment, two truths landed heavy in my chest. One, my wife had betrayed me. Two, my daughter had known, and she was ready to expose them too. The betrayal wasn't spontaneous. It was rehearsed, ongoing, deeper than I wanted to admit. My daughter confessed right then. She had suspected for weeks. She had followed small trails, late-night messages, hushed conversations, locked phones. She never had proof, until we both stood there, staring at the undeniable. I felt pain, yes, but pain sharpened into something cleaner, something focused, revenge. I didn't rage, I didn't scream. I played the long game. That same night, while they stumbled with excuses and guilt, I stayed calm. I recorded. Quietly, methodically, I collected every detail. My wife's phone? Cloned. My future son-in-law's careless texts? Archived. Photos, videos, financial transfers, evidence stacked neatly in digital folders I titled Insurance. I moved like a ghost through the following weeks. Smile in public, steal in private. I contacted a lawyer, rearranged assets, secured accounts, prepared for divorce without her even knowing it had already begun. My daughter stood by me, angry, broken, but loyal to the truth. Together, we plotted. The wedding was postponed, officially due to unforeseen circumstances. Guests were sympathetic. No one suspected the real storm brewing. I let my wife believe everything was normal. She cooked in our kitchen, laughed at trivialities, tried to kiss me goodnight. I gave her nothing, just silence wrapped in civility. She mistook it for forgiveness. That was her mistake. As for the fiancé, he tried to contact my daughter, begged for another chance, claimed weakness, temptation. She blocked him, but I told her to wait. Patience was our sharpest blade. The stage was set at what was supposed to be a small family gathering 2 months later. My wife and her lover, yes, I will call him that, were both present, faces smug with the belief their secret was buried. I stood at the head of the table, lifted a glass, and said, "Tonight, I want to share something important, a celebration of truth." Then I mirrored the scene from that hotel suite. I connected my phone to the big screen. One click. The room went silent as the video played. My wife on her knees. My daughter's fiancé's hands tangled in her hair. The audio of my daughter's voice. "Dad, you need to know something." Gasps, chairs scraping back, eyes wide. My wife froze, color draining from her face. The fiancé's mother slapped him across the table. My daughter sat still, watching her mother unravel. I didn't need to raise my voice. I just said, "This is who they are, and I'm done pretending." The fallout was beautiful in its brutality. The engagement shattered. His family cut ties instantly, disgust dripping from their faces. He was exposed publicly, his reputation in pieces, his business partners pulling out one by one. My wife? She tried to beg, to explain, to cry. But the divorce papers had already been filed. Every asset she thought she had claim to was already locked away. The house? Mine. The savings? Protected. She walked away with nothing but the shame she earned. And me? I walked out of that gathering not as a broken man, but as one who had reclaimed control. Now, when I sit alone in the quiet, I don't feel regret. I don't feel sorrow. I feel clarity. Betrayal is a knife you don't see coming, but revenge, true revenge, is the hand that guides it back to the one who struck first. My wife lost everything. My daughter was spared a life chained to a man who would have destroyed her. And I kept my dignity intact. Justice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. It was patient, calculated, silent until it wasn't. And when it came, it burned their world down, while I stood in the ashes, untouched. "You need to know something," my daughter had whispered. She was right. And now, so does everyone else.